The series begins with a group of 5 students hanging out in a room, 2 guys and 3 girls. After downing a can of alcohol, Jumting stands up and informs the group he is going out to get more beer. As he gets to the door, he stares back briefly and a girl on the sofa stares back at him before he finally leaves. As he walks out, Jumting reveals that he was hoping she would offer to go with him. After he steps out, he is surprised when a female voice calls after him, and he turns around to see the girl that was lying on the sofa. She catches up to him and tells him she needs to get ice cream, so she was accompanying him. This girl's name is Lei Xia, and she is a year older than Jumting. He advises her to buy a big bowl of ice cream to gain weight and get rid of unwanted attention, and she smiles and teases him while calling him a naughty boy. Through Jumting's thoughts, he reveals he has a crush on Xia, but he hasn't told her. The duo hold hands as they walk down to the store. Xia suddenly pulls Jumting to a dark corner and holds him against the wall and leans in to kiss him. They both walk on after and Jumting reveals how they first met. Jumting is seen on a bus returning to school after the holidays when he receives a text from Zhu, his crush from high school. He realizes that she is asking him to hang out and he agrees to meet up with her. Jumting decides that he needs to change his clothes, so he drops off the bus at his stop and rushes home. At the entrance to the house, he finds a girl leaning against the wall and flicking a lighter on and off continuously. He wonders if she is waiting for someone as he unlocks the gate, but he concludes she is weird and walks in. On his way out after changing his dress, Jumting finds her outside still leaning against the wall. He realizes that her face looks vaguely familiar. He asks if they have met before, but she ignores him. Jumting walks off, but he stops when he suddenly realizes that she is Xia of Dream Suite, the celebrity that his friend Guju is obsessed with. He turns around and asks if she is Xia, but she walks menacingly toward him and suddenly rushes at him with her lighter in hand. For a split second, it seems as though she had slashed him across the face, but apparently she had turned off her lighter at the last moment. Jumting is stunned by this, so he stumbles backward, but Xia laughs at him and calls him slow for not dodging her when she ran toward him. Jumting threatens to call the cops on her, but she accuses him of being a stalker and dares him to call the police. Jumting immediately apologizes and explains to her that he's not a stalker. He also sings and dances to one of her songs before awkwardly rushing off to meet Zhu. Jumting meets Zhu standing outside the restaurant while stomping her feet to ward off the cold. They both walk in and he narrates his ordeal from earlier. They talk for a bit and Jumting asks if she has a boyfriend, but she becomes defensive. Jumting tries easing the tension by asking if they could hang out at his place later. After dinner, Jumting wraps his scarf around Zhu's neck and she thanks him. Jumting suggests that they meet up the next day with the excuse of returning the scarf, but she only smiles at this and they part ways. When he returns home, Jumting is surprised to find Xia still standing outside in the cold. Zhu warns him not to tell anyone who she is or where she lives here, and she threatens to beat him if he does so. After threatening him, Xia walks back in and Jumting walks into the house to find her unconscious on the floor. He rushes towards her and makes a call to 911. The next morning, Jumting wakes to someone continuously ringing his doorbell. When he opens the door, he finds Xia, food in hand, and she offers to have breakfast with him. When Xia offers to have breakfast with him, Jumting lies that he has had breakfast and slams the door in her face. While in class, Jumting texts Zhu to meet up with her, but she tells him she is busy. His classmates peek into his phone and tease him for being rejected, but Jumting tries correcting them. Meanwhile, Zhu is seen in her classroom, and it is obvious that she's not busy, but she had only made an excuse not to see Jumting. Later on, Jumting is seen returning home from school, and he is concerned that he has not seen Zhu in a week. Suddenly, Xia appears next to him and asks how his day went, but he ignores her and walks in while repeatedly saying no one is ever nice to him for no reason. As days go by, it begins to seem like Xia is stalking Jumting as he sees her everywhere, but whenever she tries talking to him, he ignores her. Sometime later, Xia comes looking for Jumting in his lecture hall and everyone stares at her as she makes her way to him. Once she reaches him, Jumting holds her hand and pulls her out of the hall. He asks how she had found him and she tells him that she heard him call out his name in department. Jumting tells her that he is not interested in her and he already has someone in his heart. She laughs and tells him she isn't interested in him that way. She only wants to be friends with him because she is lonely. She has no friends. She also reveals that she rent the whole floor of the apartment. She asks if he knows why she is suspended. That's what is keeping her from making friends. She is trying to change herself. He takes her number and asks that they have dinner together sometime later. As they walk home from school, he asks if he should call her sis. She tells him to be casual with her, but when he calls out her name, Xia, she turns around and holds her finger to his lips. He is surprised, but as they walk on, people around are complimenting her beauty. Xia asks that they have dinner together, but he tells her he is attending a party that night. She later tells Jumting that when they become close friends, she hopes he doesn't fall in love with her, and also she doesn't fall in love with him. At the party, Jumting is offered beer, but he refuses. A senior asks him if Xia is his girlfriend, but he reveals she is only his neighbor. In an attempt to get Jumting to give him Xia's number, he makes Jumting drink a lot of alcohol. He is unaware that Jumting hardly gets drunk. He gets a call from Shia, and when he picks up, he calls her Miss Smash Your Head. She asks if he is drunk, and he claims it is impossible. He walks out of the bar as they talked, and the senior is suddenly right beside him. He takes Jumting's phone and talks to Shia. While they both struggle for the phone, Shia drops the calls. The senior is throwing up by the road, and Jumting is patting his back when Shia arrives behind them, a bottle of alcohol in hand. The senior tries to woo her, but she asks him to stop embarrassing himself. She holds Jumting's hand and pulls him along. The senior rushes towards them and holds onto Jumting's other hand. He and Shia begin to pull Jumting towards each other, but she stops and suddenly swings the bottle towards his face. The senior dares Shia to hit him, but Jumting immediately comes between them. Jumting takes the wine bottle from Shia and drinks out of it before convincing his senior to drink the remaining contents. The senior raises his head to drink all of it, but when he looks back down, Shia and Jumting are long gone. Shia and Jumting run down the road, and they later make a stop to catch their breath. Jumting scolds Shia for trying to hurt someone with a bottle, and she suddenly starts crying. She tells him no matter how hard she tries to stay away from trouble, it always finds her. Jumting realizes that she is prone to violence and he asks her about it, but Shia tells him that it's a secret. He promises to be with her during crucial times and also hang out with her. Shia smiles and reveals she bought the alcohol so the two of them could drink together. Jumting asks her how she found him and she points at the posters on the wall as they walk down the road. He sees a back-to-school poster for the College of Literature, which is Yu's department. He runs towards the venue hoping to see her. He finds her outside and they wave at each other, but she stops suddenly when she sees someone behind him. She recognizes Shia right away and calls out her name, drawing everyone's attention to her. Ju walks up to her and introduces herself. People standing around begin to talk about Shia's alleged scandal until Shia calls Ju a skank and walks away. Zhu and Jumting leave together, but they're unable to get a ride because it's way too late in the night. Zhu is stranded and has nowhere to go. She reveals that her parents will be pissed off if she stays out, so she accepts Jumting's offer to spend the rest of the night at his apartment. Back at the apartment, both Zhu and Jumting plead with Shia to call Zhu's parents, pretending to be her friend, and tell them she is spending the night at her apartment. Shia is initially hesitant, but helps Zhu out in the end. She also asks her to spend the night at her place, and the three of them end up drinking. The girls become friends in their drunken state, and Shia walks out to get some fresh air. Jumting realizes that she is lightly dressed, so he pulls off his sweatshirt and takes it to her. Shia asks how long he has known Zhu, and Jumting tells her that they both attended the same tutorial class before college. Shia reveals she is jealous of their friendship as none of hers had ever lasted long. Jumting holds Shia's hand while she cries quietly. The next morning, Jumting is seen throwing up in the bathroom while Shia sits outside the bathroom door. Shia is surprised when he walks out and compliments her eye's color, but she says nothing. Jumting asks for Zhu and Shia tells him she already took a shower and left early to avoid getting yelled at by her parents. Shia walks up to her cupboard and she reaches out for her lighter and a box of cigarettes, but Jumting comes behind her and gets it for her. When he asks if the cigarette belongs to her, she takes it from him and empties it down the toilet. Jumting is curious about her, so he decides to look her up on the internet, but she enters the room at that moment and Jumting hides his phone. He is mesmerized by her eyes, so he rushes out to dispose of some trash while shouting out that he is not attracted to her. Jumting is surprised to find her watching him, but she merely smiles and invites him to have takeout with him. A month later, Jumting, Shia, and Zhu go out to see the cherry blossoms, and Shia is very excited because she had not seen them in a long while. While Shia gets distracted by the cherry blossoms, Jumting tells Zhu his classmates are asking who his girlfriend is, but she says nothing. They catch up to Shia and take some pictures, but after some time, Shia and Jumting sees Zhu off back to her school. Jumting asks Zhu if they could visit the library together, but she refuses while telling him that it's better they read separately since they have different majors. Jumting feels unhappy because Zhu dismissed his offer, and Shia notices this on their way home, so she tries to cheer him up by showing him a photo of Zhu she took that day. When he sees it, he smiles and asks her to share the pictures on their group chat. Shia asks if he likes her that much, but he initially denies it before walking away. However, he returns and asks her if his feelings are so obvious. He also says he knows she isn't interested in him and walks away. Later on, Zhu returns Jumting's scarf, and a classmate walks over and reveals the scarf has been on Zhu's table for days. Zhu awkwardly dismisses her, and they leave together. Over time, Zhu continually declines Jumting's offer to hang out and only agrees when Jumting invites Shia to hang out with them. Jumting tells Shia that Zhu is his first love even though she is not into him. Later on, Yun's, a friend of Jumting's, invites him to a get-together. It's going to be between 3 girls and 3 boys. Shia barges into Jumting's room and gives him a makeover. She tells him that her reason for this is to make him look the best at the get-together and also to see how attractive he can look. Shia forbids him from having a girlfriend because they won't be able to hang out together anymore if he does. When he insists it won't change their friendship, she teases him, telling him friends don't hold hands. Jumting is fashionably late to the party, and one of the girls with red hair immediately takes a liking to him. The other 2 girls put lipstick on his lips for fun, and they took a Polaroid photo of him. When he sees it, Jumting realizes he had on the same color of lipstick Xie uses. Jumting is forced to sing a karaoke song, and the red-haired girl watches him while considering if she should make a move on him or not. As the party continues, Jumting picks up an earring from the floor that belongs to the girl with red hair. He gives her the earring and they talk briefly about piercings. Later on, the boys and girls are paired up as 3 couples to play wedlock wine, and Jumting is paired with the red-haired girl. For the first 3 rounds, the bottle doesn't stop on Jumting, but it does on the 4th try. Jumting and Ruoni are asked to share a kiss for the 4th and final round, but both watch awkwardly before Ruoni suddenly downs a glass of alcohol and leans in for a kiss. Meanwhile, Xie tosses and turns in bed wondering what Jumting is up to. Ruoni thinks about how she had lost all hope for love before showing up for the get-together. She had also hoped to meet a guy to help her get over her previous breakup. She makes a move to kiss Jumting, but she gets nervous, so she leans back without kissing him. She regains her confidence and downs another glass of alcohol before leaning in to kiss him, but he holds his finger against her lips. He reveals he has not had his first kiss, and he doesn't want to remember it as a kiss he shared with a senior during Truth or Dare, as it would make him look pathetic. The whole group laughs at this, and they decide he should sing instead. After the party, Ruoni is tipsy and wants to go home, so Jumting offers to walk her home. They both leave together, and on their way, Jumting talks about his unrequited love